This is Late Night Lee Talks TV. I'm Late Night Lee, and I talk reality TV dating shows such as Ready to Love, Married at First Sight, Love is Blind, The Ultimatum, and Love Island, just to name a few. So if you do enjoy watching that type of content, then please go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss out on when I upload a new video. This is a new channel, so I really do appreciate the love and support. Thank you in advance. Now let's get into the latest episode of Ready to Love Season 9 Fort Worth. The previous episode ended on a cliffhanger, and we were stuck with three guys who were on the chopping block. And those guys were William, because he had some family issues, and he also was outed for being a part of some scheme and alliance to get Koshia and Mika out of the house. So the women are not feeling that type of, high school behavior. Alonzo's on the chopping block because Alonzo, he's too goofy. He plays too much. He's just like a funny guy. And, women, we want someone who's going to be more serious. So also we have LaRon. He parties Wednesday through Sunday. That lifestyle is not going to be very appreciated by an older crowd. And he also only has one connection, and that is Maya. So come to find out, it's William that will be going home. Unfortunately, William is dealing with a lot right now. And, honestly, I'm surprised that he did get this far into the process, because I really thought that he would have went home on one of the first couple of episodes. But he definitely redeemed himself. He did come across as a nice guy. But at the end of the day, he really did have a lot of personal things going on. And, the women just weren't feeling him as much as others. So LaRon and Alonzo is saved. And they're still at this getaway. And of course, Chaz, he is pretty much he's in the fire because he currently has 4 connections. Now, during this episode, Chaz seems to have some kind of breakdown. He gets super duper upset, and he decides to leave the getaway. Let me back up. So Vanessa talks to Chaz, and Vanessa tells Chaz, you have not spoken to me all day. It's 7 p.m. And he's like, it's only 7 p.m. She's like, no, I've been up for 11 hours. That's a long time to not really have, a conversation with someone who you have a connection with, and y'all are in the same damn house, It's a long time to go without any type of conversation. But of course, he has 3 other connections. It's hard to juggle all these women. And, she's pretty much laying it on thick, letting him know, look, you need to make a decision. It is not fair to have the women out here confused and waiting. And the reason why she feels this way is because Chaz is her only connection. And the other women all have other connections and other things going on, but she does not. So she's laying it on thick. He gets upset. He goes in the room to huff and puff, and come to find out, he chooses to leave the getaway, which to me was some BS. Here's why I don't feel sad or sorry for Chaz. Unless Chaz does an interview and he says that, he has some other personal things going on, I don't feel bad for him, because you are getting towards the end of this process. There's probably only going to be about 2 episodes left. You should not be adding women onto your roster. You should be getting ready to shut this thing down. He could have easily narrowed the process down from 4 women to 2. Okay. He could have let Patrice know it's a little bit too late in the game. It's not our time. Mika and him probably are not going to work. To me, it seemed like his biggest connections were Rashina and Vanessa. So you could have easily narrowed it down to 2 and then focused on those 2 women for the rest of the event. But why was he acting as though this was going to be Love is Blind and he had to choose which one of these four women that he was going to get engaged to and married? It's not that serious. This show does not even end in relationships. This show ends in people saying, we're figuring it out, we're seeing, we don't know. Like, from what I've seen. So why are you acting as though you are getting forced to choose who you're going to spend the rest of your life with? That's not what it is. Just narrow it down from 4 to 2 women. I don't feel empathetic towards him because who knows? I think he was just trying to make a scene. Maybe production told him, oh, you don't want to make a decision right now? Well, just act like you're going to leave. We need a drama. To me, it's just giving dramatics. It's doing too much. I wasn't feeling it. And, we saw the show go on. So they have a huge crawfish boil. It looks great. People are having a good time. We did see that Patrice kind of had a mental breakdown too. Like she just was so sad and upset that William left. I think she may have felt guilty because William did confide in her in regards to what was going on. And they used that as saying, oh, you shouldn't be in the show anymore. And, maybe she, had some empathy for him there. But it was like, we didn't see the biggest. I mean, they did have a connection, so I get why she felt away, and maybe that's not who she wanted to leave, because we didn't really see too much of her and Alonzo in the previous episode. So, she pretty much locks herself in her room and pouts about the situation too. Now, so you have 2 people, I don't know, maybe something went down in that house that we don't know about. I'm starting to think that because you have 2 people that are just highly upset. And I think something happened beyond the cameras that we're not going to get a chance to see. But I'm hoping that when the cast, does their interviews, they go into more detail. However, Vanessa tries to comfort her, but I don't think she wanted to talk to Vanessa because Vanessa was one of the people who said it. Like, you was the main one trying to get William out the house, off the show. Because remember when she said that William, him working out and going to the gym was too much for her? Like, girl, you think Chaz don't work out? Girl, bye. And then William's not even the kind of person that you can tell goes to the gym every single day. Like, he's one of those guys that are like religious, like gym is life. They are there every day, 6 p.m. on the dot. He doesn't have that body. The people who do go to the gym like that, they have that body type. So to me, like, maybe he works out to stay fit because he is in the reserves, but I don't see him being the person that spends, an hour and a half in the gym every single day, no rest. So to me, and what's wrong with that, right? Like, that can be a bit annoying, but I also think that she just was, like, she was reaching. I think she was reaching because she just doesn't like him. So, yeah. So she goes to try to check on Patrice, and Patrice is not into it, not interested in hearing anything she has to say. And then we see, of course, Vanessa have a conversation with Chaz. Chaz gets upset. He locks himself in his room. And at that time, what is her name? Patrice gets out of her room, and Patrice decides that she's going to go check on Chaz. And she tries to, let him know we do care about you. And, at this point, bye, Chaz. So Chaz, decides this is way too much for him, and he thinks that he's ready to leave. So it's unfortunate, but I'm wondering, like, I know you're not leaving the show. And of course not, he's not leaving the show, but he's leaving the getaway. So it's like, all right, sir, whatever. Then we have, the crayfish boil and the crawfish boil, and they seem to be having a good time, because I would have been like, forget him, But it seems as though, like, the women who he had a connection with, well, mainly Rashina and Vanessa, they feel away. Like, how could he just leave, not say goodbye, and not, give us a chance to, try to comfort him in any way. And Vanessa, she's feeling a little bit guilty because she put the pressure on him. But I don't feel like she should feel guilty for that because, yes, sir, we are getting down to the bottom line, the finish. We're getting down to the end of this thing. You can't have 4 connections. That's way too much. That's ridiculous. Come on. I mean, if I were on production, I would have said to him, sir, cut this crap out. 4 is a little bit too much. So anyway, he leaves and, the women feel away. They feel guilty. So then we see LaRon go on a date with Maya. He's trying to solidify and lock this thing in with Maya. Maya seems like she's going to blow whichever way the wind goes, right? Like, she just is like, she gives everyone a chance, and we don't know. Some people feel like she's really not into him. Comment down below your thoughts. Do you think that Maya is really into LaRon? I really want to know what people are thinking, because from what I hear other YouTubers say, they feel like Maya is way out of LaRon's league. So comment down below with your thoughts. So believe we see a date with Alonzo and Patrice. Just not really interested in that, but Patrice is out of options. And also, before the getaway was over, we saw what is his name? Justin. Justin's my favorite one there. I feel like he's the best looking. And I like him because he's kind of like, he stays out of the mess, And Justin pretty much kind of like breaks things off with Rashina, but he lets her know that she and him will always be on good terms and they're going to be super cool. And Justin, had a little one-on-one movie night with Mika, and it looks like they are locked in. So Chaz, while he is pretty much at home sulking, the people who you have connections with are connecting with other people. So then, like, what happens is the final 2 people who don't have connections with anyone else at this point is Rashina and Vanessa. So, like, sir, make a choice, because you could have already done this. You could have already, narrowed it down to 2 instead of dragging this thing out. So next thing, they have their men's lounge and they talk about who they're not feeling. But at the end of the day, we all know it's going to be up to Chaz and who Chaz wants to move forward with. And Chaz is told that he needs to decide if he wants to move forward with Rashina. So he meets up with Rashina, and Rashina is just like, she already knows what's going on. She doesn't want to give him a chance to talk. She's pretty much like, you ain't going to tell me I'm not ready to love. I'm going to self-eliminate. And I think that there are some more things that may have happened. I definitely think something else happened that caused her to just be like, I think something for sure happened off camera, because we know other things do happen off camera that we, as the viewers, are just not privy to. And I think something happened off camera for sure, and we are not getting that information, and they have to pretend like it's something else, or they can't discuss it. So according to LaRon, he did have the issue that came up off camera with Koshia, and he couldn't talk about it. He was told by production, if it didn't happen on camera, then it cannot be discussed on camera. So, that makes sense, because you want to have a storyline that the people can follow. So I think that this is what happened. I think something happened off camera, and she came in with an attitude and really upset. And she said that she was willing to self-eliminate herself because she didn't want to deal with this anymore. And I'm like, that's right, girl. Don't let him make you think that you're going to be, don't let him try to play you by saying you ain't ready to love. But it's really him that's not ready to love, because why were you, unable to even narrow down your options from 4 to 2? Why were you adding people in the umpteenth hour? This episode and this season probably only has 2 more episodes to go. So, what is going on? You should have not been adding people to your roster, and you should have been going ahead and narrowing things down. So Rashina was just like, you ain't about to play me. I'm out, homeboy. Now, I'm sure there are going to be some people who do think pieces on this. But again, like, I'd be willing to bet money that something happened off camera between them. And she pretty much was just like, I'm here and I'm about to leave, because her connection with Justin had already ended. Justin was man enough. You know, the 30-year-old had, you know, had more guts to tell her like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and rock with Mika, than the 47-year-old who couldn't make a decision, you know, and got so upset that people wanted him to make a decision that he left. Again, I will apologize if there is something that comes out where he talks about something else happening. You know, maybe it was something personal. I'm willing to say that it could have been something personal going on in his life, and he needed to use his issues with choosing women as the reason why he had to leave. Maybe that's what it was. But until I know better, I do feel like he doesn't get any sympathy from me, because you should have already known it was time to narrow things down. You're not choosing a fiance. This isn't Love is Blind. You're not choosing a wife. You're literally choosing someone to put your efforts to move forward in dating. So, like, come on. How hard is that? Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If you made it this far into the video, please do me a favor and like. Please also comment down below. Why do you think, well, comment down below if you think that, you know, you have empathy or sympathy for Chaz, and explain why. Let me know if you think LaRon and Maya are actually going to make it. And let me know if you think that Patrice is actually feeling Alonzo, or if she just, you know, is just trying to make it to the end of the show. I do appreciate the love and support. Again, please subscribe to the channel. This is a new channel, and we are growing, so thank you in advance. Like the video and comment down below with your thoughts. This is Late Night Lee Talks TV. I'm Late Night Lee, and I'm signing out. Thank you.